we are financially illiterate as a society. I spend more times on Netflix and reading philosophy books than I spent making myself financially literate.
Yeah.
And that's why it took me 40 years. We have a super simple option system that creates, for me, $10,000 a month with a few clicks. And it's easy to transmit, it's easy to teach because it's just 3 rules and very simple mechanics that everybody can implement. You are not dependent by anyone. There is no sales call. You don't have to win anybody over. What we do is we sell, we don't buy options. So if you buy, you are the gambler. If you sell an option, you are the casino. So that's the first element of risk management. Never become the gambler.
I'm welcoming back Simon Severino, the more than billion-dollar coach. He's helped clients across the globe with his systems, with his network that he's built, and his strategies to make more than $1 billion in excess revenue. Today, I am speaking to Simon about his various income streams that he's created for his clients as a part of his system. And maybe we're going to dive deep in a few of them. Also, big thanks to Simon for inspiring my show that I launched last week, the Capital Playbook, VCP, and Founder Strategies. We're going to be speaking about his investment vehicle once it finally gets registered with the SEC, but that's going to be in a few weeks from now. Today, we're going to be speaking about his strategy for income streams. Hi, Simon.
Hey, Zorina. Hey, everyone.
Good to have you. Good to have you. Fresh as always. Simon, you showed me a list of 10, 13 income streams that you advise your clients to look at. What is the first thing that your clients comment when they see this list?
Wow, I didn't know that I can turn my expertise into 13 income streams. So most people, they just see what's in front of them, right? But they don't have this broad view that the expertise that you currently have, you don't have to develop anything on top. With your current expertise, you can create 13 incomes. So let me give you a quick rundown, right? So for example, you're a coach and you're coaching people on, let's say, tax optimization, tax reduction. Now you have one client, okay, help them reduce their tax burden. Now you have 5 clients. You can say, guys, we'll have a group coaching. You can meet me weekly now. I can have 10 of you and answer your questions because your questions are relevant also to the others. Now you have first income streams, one-on-one service, second income stream, group service. And now you are already scaling a little bit because now you could have 3, 4, 5 groups of 10. And now it's much more time efficient for you. So same expertise, but you are adding income streams, you're adding some diversification without adding headache. Third one is a subscription. Maybe inside of those, you have parts that can be a subscription. For example, we had a communication channel, Slack, for our mastermind members. That thing alone was so valuable. We said, what if we do this, just this? We create an app. So it's not on Slack anymore. It's our own app. And our current clients can use this as an app. And now other people can subscribe to the same app and be a member for $49 a month and get a ton of value just by having the knowledge, the tools, the discussions, the quests, the leaderboard, all these kind of things, the masterclasses. And so that became a little subscription of $49 per month from the same expertise.
What is the app called?
The app is called Strategy Sprints. And so third income stream, subscription. Now, fourth income stream, you can say this method, let's stay with the tax advisor example, my method for optimizing your taxes, you can use this method if you are a platform. And so you pay now licensing fees like McDonald's for using brand and processes. You're paying licensing fees. So that's the fourth income stream. 5, now you write a book about it. And that book about how to optimize taxes, that generates book royalties. 5. By the way, my book got translated into a different language. Strategy Sprints was translated in Chinese. Now we have Chinese royalties. And then the publisher sold the rights to Russian. So there will be even more royalties. So you see how these things start to compound on themselves. I had zero involvement in this. It's just the publisher doing it. Then, so 5, book royalties. 6, you can have affiliate commissions. There are platforms where you just put your product in there and you can select 200 affiliates to go out there and promote your stuff for commission. Or there are more personalized ways of doing it. We have more personalized ways of doing them. We call them power hours. But that's your number 6. Affiliates promoting because they get value to do so. And then number 7, your content becomes now paid content. So for example, you have a newsletter or a blog, you made it a paid blog, paid newsletter. So I'm writing about
Substack or something similar to Substack.
Yes, Substack, Beehive. I have 2 blogs on Beehive that I hope next year to turn into paid blogs. Let's see, it's worth a try, right? If that's the case, I'm adding another income stream. So that was number 7, paid blog. Number 8 is rent. But don't get yourself a terrible job of having to run, to find the tenants, etc. You have an asset manager and they manage everything for you. So if it's a passive income stream, an income stream for you, it's not an additional job. It's just, you just collect the rent every month. That's it. Number 9, capital gains. This is when you invest into public equities. And number 9, options income. When our method is only selling options, not buying options. So selling puts and selling covered calls because it's the least risky, the most repeatable, and it creates immediate income. Dividend income, number 11. And then 12 is sponsorships. If you have a podcast like Grow and Learn, you can invite people to sponsor the podcast. This episode sponsored by. And then number 13, products, actual physical products or digital products. For example, next week we will go out on Amazon with a habit tracker calendar because many of our coachees, they want to get into habits building. And it's hard, right? You start something, then you forget. And so we created this little calendar that has like a mandala that helps you see your progress. And when you see it, you are motivated to continue doing it. And so that will be on Amazon. So it will be a product on its own. Yes, we give it to our clients, but also people will find it because it's on Amazon. And so that becomes an additional little income stream. 13 possibilities.
Possibilities is everything else out there. Oh, what is possibilities?
13 income streams, right?
Sorry, I thought that this was the number 13, but you already mentioned number 13.
Yeah, those are the 13
Okay.
Services, group services, subscriptions, licensing, book royalties, affiliate commissions, paid newsletter, paid blog, rent, capital gains, options income, dividend income, sponsorships, products.
Okay. Well, it all sounds very easy when you line them out so neatly, but as you mentioned, even for the blog part, you would need to invest a year or so to develop this income stream, let alone for rent and so on, when you actually need to build some wealth to invest and so on. So it's great that it opens up your horizon, but where do you invest where do you advise your current clients to, or is it case by case, depending on their preference, on their current state? How do they decide where to invest next?
That's a great question because some of them take decades and some take a few days. So I like to have 5 to 7 of them ongoing all the time. And when we coach, we look at what is one very long term that you can start building. Usually it's their own business, their core program. We always start there, your core flagship program, which is usually a service. And then from there, expanding that into a group program. And because these things take time, we want to add something immediate. And immediate can be options income. Options you can learn in 3 days, and in the 4th day, you're making money.
How come are people all over the world not using options then?
I am asking myself this all the time.
Okay.
So why did it take 40 years for me to find this? It's incredible. We are financially illiterate as a society. There are a few hedge funds that are very literate, and then the rest of us, we're not. You know, I don't know. I spent more times on Netflix and reading philosophy books than I spent making myself financially literate. And that's why it took me 40 years. But now that I've immersed myself into it, we have a super simple option system that creates, for me, $10,000 a month with a few clicks. And it's easy to transmit. It's easy to teach because it's just 3 rules and very simple mechanics that everybody can implement. And it's low risk. So we can go into that and unpack that. And yeah, I ask myself all the time, why doesn't everybody do it?
Is this a part of your program in your groups that you teach, or how do you advise people to learn that? Or are you willing to share maybe a few tidbits about this options trading?
Yeah, all of that. So it's part of the Sprint Club, it's part of the 200K Club, because whoever we work with, we want to help them have 5 to 7 income streams at all times, because something can happen. You know, your house can burn down. Los Angeles has experienced that. A pandemic can happen. A huge conflict between 2 countries can happen. You are in the middle. Stuff can happen. So you really want to have 5 to 7 because that is resilient.
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay, well, let's start with the most logical part then.
The most logical
the easy one.
the easiest is options income. So after you have optimized your core program, right? What your services are. And now you're getting client testimonials, and now you have a group. Now we started adding the options because the options are straightforward. You are not dependent by anyone. There is no sales call. You don't have to win anybody over. You do your stuff. And so I have people, they work 8 hours a day. And then the 9th hour, they go to their options account. Most of the people that I see use Interactive Brokers or Robinhood. I use Interactive Brokers. They have a list of very liquid things. Right now, very liquid underlyings are Nvidia, Tesla, Robinhood, Hims and Hers. So let's just play with these 4. What we do is we sell, we don't buy options. So if you buy, you are the gambler. If you sell an option, you are the casino. So that's the first element of risk management. Never become the gambler. The second is create a situation where you win 80% of the time. And how do you do that? Let's say you select Nvidia, which I sold today, by the way. So I sold the put on Nvidia. Yeah, I know because it's highly liquid.
Yeah.
Because I shared.
Yeah. Yes, I remember it was a big portion of your investment portfolio back when I used to join your calls. Yes.
Yes, but today I just sold a put on Nvidia.
Understood. Not your actual shares. Yeah.
Not the actual shares. Just a contract, 100, and I selected I didn't even look at the price. I look at the delta and at duration. So duration, I look for 45 days out. This was 32 days in this case because they expire always on a Friday. So you don't get exactly the 45 days, but you look to sell it for 45 days out. These are the mechanics, 45 days. So you don't have to think 7 days, 100 days, just go 45. And then which price should you pick? You don't look at the price, you look at the delta. You look at the delta of around 0.2. 0.2 delta means an 80% probability of winning. A 0.15 delta would be an 85% probability of winning. So you just do risk management. And you see it now, it gets mechanic. Like I look for high liquidity. I have two options, Tesla, Nvidia. Okay, I click Nvidia. Then which duration should I pick? Just 45. Click. So you're eliminating the thinking.
Don't use durations below 45, like 30 or 2 weeks or something like that?
No, it's too risky. Don't do that. Don't do weekly, don't do daily, just do 45 days. This system is so simple, it's so mechanic. You can do it even if you're tired. Sometimes I have my kids here and they want to play and I just click it and then play with them. So it must be so simple. It shouldn't be a PhD thing. It's second grade math. I'm not a math genius, absolutely not. I'm more a people's kind of guy and story kind of guy. And so you just need basic math, really, second grade math, and a mechanical system that you can repeat. So we click NVIDIA, we sold it at a 0.2 delta, we have an 80% probability of profit. Now we are 45 days to be right. We have collected immediately $800, received. And now we have 45 days time to be right. Maybe the first 10 days, it's underwater. Okay. And then the 11th day, look at this. The VIX has turned. Oh, look, we are up. Of those 800, we are up 300. Now, in our mechanics, you just take the 300. You don't wait another 20 days for it to reach max profit. You can take it in the middle, in the first third of the profit. Doesn't matter. Just get mechanical. Take the 300 and go sell the next NVIDIA out. 45 days. And by doing that, you collect very little profits, 300, 600, 700, 200, 150. But you do this 3 times a day. And now you get a little snowball rolling. Because after 2-3 months of doing this, now your account value is bigger. And so instead of having 3 options that you sell every day, now you have 5. A year later, you are selling 10. You see how the snowball compounds. And because 80% of the time, 90% of the time, you will be green instead of red, it's a positive reinforcing loop. It's easy to keep it going. And then it becomes a pretty nice hobby. And it's independent. You don't need other people to do that. So for entrepreneurs, they say, oh my God, I'm so relieved. It's just me.
But how do you choose the options then? How do you choose which options to invest in? Which
by liquidity, they need to be the highest volume underlyings. And then inside of those, the ones that you understand. So we have a selection of like 10 that we trade frequently, and we share that in the Sprint Club and in the 200K Club, so people know, okay, those 10, they go well, they're easy. You want high liquidity because getting in and getting out is a function of liquidity. If it's not liquid, you want to sell, you don't get filled.
Yeah. So now maybe it's the right time to tell people how to join the Sprints Club and how they can get this information and all the other strategies that you shared at the beginning, the 13 income streams.
Yes, so we have a free trial. People can join 7 days for free and experience that. You go to strategysprints.com and you click try 7 days free. Then you're into our world. You experience all these things. You can tag me, Simon Severino. You can tag me and say, hey, Simon, my goal is to learn options, or my goal is to add a group services offer to my one-on-one services. Coach me, and then I will point you to the videos, to the templates, and I'm happy to mentor you guys.
Mhm. Let's talk about your community, because you know this is very interesting to people, and to me as well. How to build a community that is supportive, that is aligned with your goals, with your ethos, with the way you want to play. So how did you build your community, and how do you advise your community members to build a community as a part of your income stream?
It's very relevant to build a community, and it's very hard. Give yourself a few more years. If you think you can build it in 3 years, give yourself 6 years.
Oh, wow. Well, will this still be a thing in 6 years?
Yes, it will be the only thing in 6 years. Think of the world in 6 years. You have AI agents selling, you have AI agents buying. So your agents will be pitching your services to BMW. BMW has 20 agents receiving and negotiating with these other agents.
Yes.
You go anywhere, you are bombarded with content. The content will be fantastic, super personalized. It won't be this low interest posts like right now, blah, blah, blah. It will be like, oh my God, this movie is the perfect movie, because it will be super personalized. So content will be a commodity, will be amazing, will be overwhelming. But how do you decide if you can trust Serena, if you can trust Simon, if I should be coached by this person or by that person? Because you don't know. There will be only one differentiator, and that's actual community. Where do people
Meet.
gather?
Yeah.
Where is a safe space with high quality discussions, with high quality people, with people that I trust and that I want to tell what's not working and what's working, and we get better together, and we cheer each other, and we push each other. That is the only thing that AI cannot do in 6 years.
Yeah, indeed.
It will build houses, it will run everything except communities.
Maybe it can still attract a certain group of people to join communities, but whether it can manage them and allow for genuine communication is what people would be looking for, actually. But, yeah.
You will have everything at your disposal. The only thing that will be a rarity is, okay, where is my people? Who do I really trust? Where can I hang out? Where can I really go deeper into what matters to me right now?
All right. Yeah, makes sense. Oh, you always open up my not my breadth of thinking when we are speaking. Thank you for that. Okay, let's move on to one last one, if you don't mind. One other strategy, income stream that we can unpack.
Yeah, book royalties is one that takes a little bit longer, but can be interesting too. So I'm starting right now writing my second book, and I've partnered with Jay Abraham. We write this together, and now we're thinking about what is a cool way of writing a book that's different, but it shows the potential and it helps people accelerate their sales. So the first thing is, when you turn your expertise into a book, maybe you're listening, oh, I don't have that much expertise. You have. You have. Because whatever you're doing, it's in your head right now. It is valuable, okay? And getting it out is important. It matters. You will have that space and time, because it takes a year, 6 months of writing, 6 months of promoting. It doesn't go faster than that. So you will need actual 3-4 income streams already up and running, so that you have the tranquility to even sit down for a year and do this. That's why it comes later. But when you're ready and you start writing, I have learned that it's important to start with the end in mind. And so in my case, I'm continuously discussing with Jay and with Claude, who is this for? What is their main pain point? So pick one of those, and each chapter solves a part of that pain.
Mhm.
And it's important that each chapter ends with an invitation for them to actually come into your world. So, for example, in the Strategy Sprints book, each chapter ends with, hey, you just saw how Ali Abdaal solved his pricing problem using the pricing framework. Hey, apply the pricing framework to your own world. Go to strategysprints.com, download the pricing framework, and apply it.
Mhm.
So that's a good chapter. It starts with the problem. Ali Abdaal doesn't know how to price his cohort. He asks his coach, will he find a solution? We don't know. So it's interesting. It's
Mhm.
real. It's open. You don't know, will he be successful or not? So it's kind of interesting. And now he goes through it. He has some failures, some wins. Now he nails it. And the process that he used and his coach used, you can go and download it for free. That's a good chapter because you're creating an arc of interest, like a Netflix episode
Mhm.
in each chapter. But also you're leaving the cliffhanger. Okay, he solved the pricing, but how will he fill the pipeline now?
Mhm.
So always a reason to watch the next episode. That's the next chapter.
Mhm.
So I think this is a good structure of a book. You start with the end in mind. Who is it for? What is one pain? Then each chapter solves a part of that pain. And inside of each chapter, you have an arc. Problem. Will he find a solution? Maybe yes, maybe not. Oh my God, no, no, no. What happens? Oh, try this. Oh, and then that. Oh, he solved it. Okay, and he used this. Oh, you can download this.
Mhm.
That's a good arc in each chapter. Now you see why it takes 6 months.
Yeah. How does it work when you co-write with someone? I understand that it's a matter of um, publicity, using each other's network and experience. How does it work in terms of writing? How do you designate each chapter to him, to Jay Abraham, or you?
So probably many co-authored books have their own history and their own way of doing it. What we are doing is we have weekly sessions where we brainstorm, and then we have our fans in the room and they ask questions. There is a Q&A. And so that thing changes while we are writing. We're getting different questions. And so it changes. So we made it a whole adventure, a whole process
Yeah.
where we get challenged, we give some input, something happens. So we made it a process, a collaborative process with our biggest fans. That's the way we do it because it's more fun for us to do it. It's more alive. The old book, my first book, was also each chapter. I have invited one of our clients who just had completed a sprint, Anthony Iannarino, Ali Abdal, etc., and they were talking about their own experience. So I like it. I'm more interested in doing a book if it's alive, and if it's the real stories of real people, because then you really feel it, right? Oh, he was worried not to nail the price. It's more interesting, I think.
Mm-hmm. Have you considered opening this up to the audience, the discussion to like on YouTube or something like that? The discussion for creating each chapter?
Yes, we did. You can crowdsource it, of course. Jay and I, we keep it exclusive, and it's quite expensive to be part of this because we want this to be a premium experience for just our diehard fans. But you can open it up. I see collaborative books happening where one person invites 20 others, and there may be 20 clients of them. Very nice, because then 20 people promoting it. And it's also, it creates community, because now you're inviting, let's say, 10 people or 20 people to be part of the book. This is already community building.
Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic. Simon, thank you so much. We're going to keep it relatively short today because you went in depth in three major topics here, revenue generation streams. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure talking to you. And, people head to strategysprints.com or download the app, also called Strategy Sprints. Anything else? Last words?
Thank you, Zarina, for showing up for your community here day in and day out.
Thank you.